I was really excited about Cam Newton getting to the Pats last year, and I was high on how successful he was going to be, and he was making me look so smart at the start of the season. And then it went wildly off course. And part of that is because Cam is older and his body's a bit beat up. But I think a lot of it had to do with him going down with COVID. And we know some people don't return nearly as good as they were before after they go down with that. He came back and was terrible, honestly. But I do think that he's recovered now, and they have built this team in a way that is very much focused on the tight ends and the running game. I think Cam Newton gives them the best chance early in the season, and he's the guy that I think that this team rallies around, they believe in. I think Cam Newton is the guy. I'm not saying he's going to finish the season as the starter, but I don't see them rolling Mac Jones out there to start this season. So Cam Newton, it's kind of tentative because he burned me last year when I said he was going to be in the MVP conversations, and I look really stupid about midway through the season. But I do believe that this year he's going to be good enough to at least earn the starting job for the start of the season. Maybe they'll look to make a change if he's not playing as well as they want towards the middle point of the season.
Setback, set up for a greater comeback.
Hope so.
Hope so.
Yeah, Foxy, they ain't ask us all. They ain't ask us all that. They said who will be the starter week one. It'll be Cam Newton, okay? This team and what they did this offseason is conducive to seeing what Cam is. Look, I'm on record. Cam is on a week-to-week basis. And Cam understands that. If you really pay attention to his interviews, he understands where he's at with the New England Patriots at this point. But week one, after you've done all you've done in the offseason, we saw this same team, this bad team, take teams to end the games and then give it away. Cam had to fumble against Buffalo. Obviously, they played the Chiefs great throughout that game, and it was Hoyer in at quarterback in that spot. We saw Cam against Seattle, but there were a lot of games where the Patriots just were so deficient of talent that they weren't going to overcome it anyway if Cam was playing good. So now I look at what they've done this offseason. You think about week one. You think about the experience of Cam and being in this system, and there may be some things that we weren't able to see last year from Josh McDaniels and Cam because it was such a short situation as far as getting to camp and trying to get acclimated to play. So I believe week one, Cam will be the starter. He'll be on a week-to-week audition as far as keeping this starting job. And eventually, we all know it'll be Max. But I see Cam actually playing well because this setup is conducive to how he's playing at this point in his career.
My man looking like he's going to a PTA meeting. Just use the phrase, you've seen what you've seen. I'm going to steal that one. I think it's going to be Mac Jones. I think it's going to be Mac Jones, and I have since the day they drafted him. You guys talked about the makeup of the football team, right? Week one. This football team I think is going to be unlike any team in the NFL. I think they're going to go back 25 years in football, and they are going to pound the run game. Now, you guys notice when this team is running the football, the quarterback controls the line of scrimmage. Hey, we're going to run towards this defensive tackle, towards this safety. I think that is going to be something that Mac Jones can handle. I think it's something that Cam can handle as well. I just think Mac can handle that. You guys also know that when you are a run-based football team, your offense really becomes the most important down becomes third down because usually it's going to be 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. You're going to see a lot of them. You're not going to be explosive on offense. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, Dom, you know this. You might have been cooked a couple of times in it, but man coverage, okay? Now, man coverage, the most important thing when quarterback plays, ball placement. I got to find my matchup, and I got to have great ball placement. That is Mac Jones's superpower. And so the way the team is set up to play stylistically and scheme-wise, and then matching it with what Mac Jones does really well, I think that Mac Jones fits into, not only fits but allows this offense to thrive and go to the next level. And I'll use two words that Bill Belichick said either yesterday or the day before. He said consistent and productive. Now, Cam Newton has been incredible in his career, but he's never really been consistent. And I don't think he's going to be consistent all of a sudden at his age. I think Mac Jones has the ability to be consistent. Productive, he's been productive, but it's been used as a runner. I don't think that he wants to be a runner anymore. And therefore, I think that Mac Jones, again, has the chance to be more consistent and more productive.
Yeah, you're not going to get like some intense argument here. I don't think any of us are like all that passionate about this particular thing. But I will point out one thing. That was a quality jab on the man coverage point. But I'm going to one-up your jab with this. You know what's really scary to a defense in man coverage? quarterback that can run.
Sure.
Like that really kills, even more than ball placement, a quarterback who can run. So if you can force teams into man coverage, a quarterback who has the ability to go for 25, go for 30 yards when everybody's back is to him is a real asset.
Hold on. PTA got to talk.
Foxy, we know all that. Cam starting week one. Cam starting week one. All that dribble from Dan. Cam starting week one. The question is who will start for the Patriots week one. It'll be Cam Newton.
Right.
That's what be start. Foxy, let's stop getting into all of this with Dan. All right, it'll be Cam Newton week one, and it'll be a week-to-week basis. Mac Jones ain't starting week one for the Pats.
Is this how you talk to the teachers?
We have to go to the AFC East. Guys, we have to move on now
Yeah, this is what I tell them when they
East
talking foolishness.
to the NFC North.
Tell me my damn kid
The
acted up
AFC
in school.
East. All right.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.